I haven't been listening to anything on television, nothing at all. I sit in the hotel room all day long, and who else comes on TV but Jerry? Jerry said, Deion. Come here, Jerry. Come here.
You're better off with the Dallas Cowboys.
And that was the first time I really seen it in his eyes that he was really sincere, and this could be a beautiful relationship.
He's well thought of on this team. Our players want him here.
When you think of the University of Miami, who you think of? Mike Hurd. When you think of the University of Florida, who do you think of? In Florida State, I don't have to say no.
So we're redeemed so that we might be reconciled. And what does the word reconciliation mean? Brought back into friendship. And what does the New Testament teach us? That we are enemies of God, or we were once enemies of God. Enemies of God. But the cross of Christ brings reconciliation. And reconciliation is being restored to fellowship and friendship with the Father. So we are enemies, we are indentured to the swineherd, and we are enemies of God, just like the dragon is an enemy, and our fate is going to be his fate. But the gift of God, the Son of God, came as a kinsman redeemer to redeem us from the swineherd, from condemnation with the dragon, and through his sacrifice, reconcile us to the Father, so that we might be restored to everything that was lost in Adam. Everything that was lost in Adam is regained and restored through the second Adam, the Son of God, through Jesus of Nazareth. So the gospel is much more extraordinary than we've ever thought. We're redeemed so that we might be reconciled, so that we might be restored back into fellowship in the divine family, back into the family of God, restored to the genetic blueprint of Adam and all those abilities that are inherent in the human species but are deadened because of degeneration are going to return and be rectified. Our biology, our physiology is going to be rectified at the resurrection. So, the resurrection is about transforming us, resetting us back to the blueprint of our original progenitor of Adam, our father. So we're not only going to be restored to the family of God, reconciled, brought back into fellowship, but our biology is going to be rectified. We have this misconception that the kingdom of heaven is this spiritual place, this intangible, ethereal place, the spiritual dimension. That's how a lot of Christians talk about it. But the question is that really a biblical concept? And I think that the idea, the notion that heaven is an ethereal, spiritual place, it resonates more with Gnosticism than it does with Christianity, with biblical Christianity, at least with the ancient Hebrew perspective. Because in the Gnostic tradition, the material world is evil. And Gnostics would conceptualize a world that was a spiritual world that was pure and good, and the physical and the material was evil and corrupt. But that's a false dichotomy. The spiritual and the physical are two sides of the same coin. We are physical and spiritual beings. And it's not that we have a physical person and a spiritual person. I'm not a divided person. I am one person, a whole person, who is a physical person with a spiritual component that is part and parcel to my biology. In other words, I'm not just inhabiting flesh. The real me is not just inhabiting flesh. The real me is composed of my flesh. It's a facet of who I am. And I know that because there's something called the resurrection. And the resurrection is the hope of the gospel.